What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Christ, 3 years running top seller at ShineOn, now head of marketing at ShineOn. And before we get started in today's video, I just wanted to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. If you like this kind of content, I want you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I hope you enjoy the video. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Coffee with Michael session, probably the best Coffee with Michael this week, maybe the best one ever. You never know. Today we're doing a seller interview with Chris Blair. What's up, Chris?
Hello, how you guys doing? Good morning for me here in Japan, 6:15 a.m. Crazy early.
Chris got up early just to be with you guys. So you should give him a little round of applause in the chat.
It's because I've been knowing Mike and I've worked with Mike for a long time. I know Eric, the owner of ShineOn. We hung out together in Reno at an event, stayed up all night playing blackjack, getting drunk. I've worked with many, I've been working with ShineOn for a long, long time. So you know what? I thought, for ShineOn, for this, I will get up early.
Heck yeah, man. I love it. And Chris, this is going to be a really special interview too, because Chris really knows his stuff. He's been full-time e-commerce guy since 2012, right?
I was full-time internet since 2010. And I started transferring to e-commerce in 2012, and I started having success in 2013.
Yeah, so I mean, you're looking at 8 years of success, which, by the way, makes you a dinosaur in our business for the most part. There aren't many people that can say that.
No, yeah, so So I am a dinosaur in this business.
It's all right. You're a good-looking dinosaur, man. Don't take it personally.
Thank you.
And so anyway, though, I think we stand to learn a lot from guys like you that have been through the trenches. And, also you've been through a lot of changes too. And maybe we can touch on that later. We have iOS 14 upon us. It's causing a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt among people. You've seen all of this going on 8 years. So, we'll touch on that in today's interview. But before we begin, everybody, we like to start with a toast. You know how it goes. And this is going to be probably, like I said, the best Coffee with Michael we've ever had. Maybe, definitely the best one this week. The toast is what brings us all together. Everybody from around the world, every continent will join us here. It's how we start the weekend off right. Your day's about to get just a little bit better after this. So raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks, and join me now for the Digital Marketer's Toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and lower CACs, to higher CTRs, much higher CVRs, to enabled ad accounts and big bank accounts, to upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sells, and to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Are you ready? Drink. That's how we kick this thing off. Are you feeling better now?
I need a beer for that, but not 6 a.m. too early.
Yeah, you need a beer. Are you feeling better now? I just feel like it raises it just lifts the tempo a little bit.
That's really cool.
All right.
Really cool.
All right, everybody. So before we begin here, we're going to go over some seller success stories. Let me get those up. All right. So today we're going to meet with Chris Blair. You already know that. Seller success stories. First, we want to recognize Manpreet Singh for 82 units sold, $3,314 in profit. Congratulations, Manpreet. Manpreet is going to get some swag. This is how you do it. If you want to be recognized on Coffee with Michael, if you want some swag, here's how you do it. Share your success stories, engage in the group. You never know. If you do something really special, you might be featured right here. We may send you a really cool t-shirt like the one I'm wearing now, a mug. I got a backpack over here. Super cool backpack. We got all kinds of stuff, and you never know, you may get a little something. So Manpreet, congratulations. Somebody from my team will be reaching out to you, sending you some cool ShineOn swag. Then we have Anil. Anil did $1.5 thousand in revenue with 20 purchases. Congratulations, Anil. Love to see you getting in there, making sales, making your own success stories, taking action. I love that. So Anil, congratulations. By the way, really sweet name there, Anil Cool. I don't know, it's kind of a James Bondy kind of thing. Anyway, somebody from my team will be reaching out to you, and you got some cool swag coming your way. We have Nick Aurora. Nick Aurora, he did $38,300 in revenue, 576 purchases. I believe this was just last week's stats. Maybe it's this month's stats. I could be mistaken. And one of the things I really wanted to point out here, you should really go read Nick's post, by the way, Nick Aurora. He talks about how the product is everything. The product really is everything. It's not so much the method, it's more about the product. Methods are important, not to say that they aren't, but the product truly is where it's at. So go read his post. Congratulations, Nick. Love to see your success, buddy. You've got some swag coming your way. Then we have Roan. Is that our last one? No, we got another. We have Roan here. Roan got 3 units sold. First 3 units, $69.26 in profit. Congratulations, Roan. Love to see you joining our family, taking action, getting those first sales. That's a way to be. You got some swag coming your way. And Patrick got his first sale, $31.68. Congratulations, Patrick. This is open to anybody. There's a low barrier to entry. We hold all the inventory. You take on literally no risk. You only pay when you make a sale. There's no upfront cost. I seriously think it's probably the best entrepreneurial opportunity in the history of the world. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say something like that. And yeah, I know I love ShineOn, and I'm a ShineOn employee, and I'm part of the family and all that, but I mean it. I was a seller before I came to work at ShineOn, and I'm here specifically because I believe in the mission so much. So anyway, congratulations, Patrick. You have some swag coming your way. All right, and then finally, I wanted to wrap this up with a quick announcement. Peas in a Pod launched. Peas in a Pod launched. First 1,000 units sold are free. There's still some units left to give away for free. We're scaling up for Mother's Day. These are not going to last long. If you have a product that's already winning, you should take that design, throw it on Peas in a Pod, see if it works. Again, there's multiple layers of personalization here. Someone can come to this. They get to choose how many peas they want. They also get to personalize the birthstones. These are products that go viral. This one in particular has over $1 million in proven sales. Do not sit on the bench. This is prime selling season. We are lucky because we have a few Super Bowls throughout the year. We have a few peak selling seasons, especially when you're in the gift niche. Mother's Day is one of those. You're going to want to take advantage of this. So Peas in a Pod, they're out right now. You can find them in our product catalog. The first 1,000 units are free. You get 100% margin on the first 1,000 units sold, and we've not burned through all of them yet. So don't waste any more time. You should get on this right away. And all right, that wraps up our announcement. So now let's get into the interview here with Chris. So, Chris, buddy, how you doing, man?
You're very good. By the way, I love seeing those success stories, guys. It shows what's possible. And also, I think it was Nick or Anil who said the product is everything, and he's absolutely 100%, 1,000% right. Guys, I've been online since 2010. I've done affiliate marketing for Facebook advertising. I've done 2012 both affiliate and digital and e-com, and then 2013 on, it's been all e-com. Guys, I could teach you, and you've heard me say this, Michael, 100 million times, Facebook ads kung fu. You can know every single ins and out, custom conversion, optimize this pixel, blah, blah, and just go on and on and on and on and on, and you could make zero, nothing, not a single dime, knowing everything in the world about Facebook ads if you don't have a good offer. Offer is king. It doesn't matter if you're in the e-com business. It doesn't matter if you're digital business going for leads, selling a digital software product, whatever the F it is, excuse my language, your offer is everything. You cannot force people to buy something that they want with Facebook ad tricks and tactics. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally agree with you. And by the way, I agree with you. You say product is more important than method. Ronnie and Suhail say product is more important than method. Kirsta says product is more important than method. Travis Patel says that. Will Haymerrill says that. It's like literally everybody I know that's had success in this business will tell you 80%, 90% of your time, even more, should be spent on getting that product locked in. The ads you can sell, you can run crappy ads and sell a great product, 100%. Right. But you just can't do the opposite, right? If you have a crap product, it doesn't matter how amazing of a media buyer you are, you can't make it scale. It doesn't work.
That's right. I mean, Facebook ads kung fu is for scaling. That's it.
Yeah, 100%.
Good profit. That's it. But if you got a good offer, you have nothing.
100%. So, dude, let's back up a little bit because I'm not sure how familiar our community is with you. So let's talk about that a little bit. We were joking around before that you're kind of a dinosaur in the business. Like, take us back to the beginning. You said you've been doing, you were full-time since 2010, but you didn't get into e-commerce till later. What were you doing in 2010? Let's start there.
So by the way, when I say I was full-time in 2010, I cannot say I was full-time, very successful in 2010. I was making some money, but not a lot, okay?
Sleeping on people's couches kind of thing, huh?
So let's jump back to this whole thing. I was, okay, but I'm American. I mean, you can tell by my accent. Like, now people say I got a weird accent because I've been living abroad now for if you include the time I spent in Taiwan and China, I've been living abroad now for about 25, almost close to 25 years. So it's a long time. And so I when you live abroad, you tend to go, of course I have local friends, but you tend to gather in these little bars and pubs and you meet other foreigners. This is a thing that you do. And so I have a lot of friends who are Aussie, and people say I got this weird, like, quasi-American, like, Aussie strange. People ask me all the time now when I speak English, where are you from? Like, is it American? Can't quite place the accent. So I think I got a little bit of influence there. But I grew up in Denver, Colorado. I bleed orange and blue. Back when I was a kid, the only thing in town, the only show in town was the Denver Broncos. So that was a big deal, and it still is for me. I wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. to watch the Broncos game. I have watched every single Broncos game, because thanks to the NFL Game Pass, I can watch games online. It's a great tool. I watched every single Broncos game since I was basically born. So you guys know I'm a huge Broncos fan, and that's a different story. So I started living in Japan, teaching English, and I absolutely loved it. After university, during university, I came out to visit Japan. I liked it. After university, I started studying Japanese, and then I came out to Japan to teach English. I had to be 2-3 years teaching English. And if I could have made a lot of money teaching English, I would still be teaching English today, to be honest with you guys. But it was one of the reasons why I got into coaching and training. That's a different story, because I just loved and enjoyed and felt passionate about teaching English. So I went more into the corporate world. I had an opportunity to work in Kyoto at the International Convention Center, because I really worked. After 3 years teaching English, studying Japanese, working my butt off in Japanese. I got my Japanese up to a high level. They hired me. One job led to another, and then I got married and had a kid. And next thing I know, 20-some years later, I'm a permanent resident here. At this point, this is my home. I identify more with living here than I do living in the States. I love the States, by the way. It's cool to go back, but I actually feel a little bit like a foreigner every time I go back, because it's just so different than when I grew up.
Dude, and let me ask you something. So, like, in the state, it seems like, how do I put this? Is there an e-commerce community like in Japan? Are there lots of people that are selling online in Japan and all that?
There's a lot of the whole community of us expats, right, from Europe, Australia, America, Canada, and so on and so forth in Japan. And we all sort of know each other now. I mean, plus Thailand has a big community as well. So Japan, I think Japan, Thailand, and Indonesia with Bali. Bali is a huge community. They've gathered there.
Wow.
So those 3 countries, there's great. With Thailand and Bali, those areas, it's more like, I would say, called digital nomads, right? Guys who travel a lot. Whereas Japan's a different scene. For us, it's a lot of guys who, for one reason or another, like, for example, my buddy Angelo, who's a great lead generation, right? He's been doing CPA lead generation for a long time, living, near Tokyo. He's Filipino, and he got married to Japanese and stayed here and just wanted to change. So most people are like me. They're in Japan. They were teaching English. They're doing the corporate thing. They're permanent long-term residents here, and they just want to do something else. So, and internet is an opportunity. So,
nice.
My buddy Kevin in Osaka is the same way. He's a big YouTuber. He started off teaching English and working construction. Now does well with YouTube.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So here, let's go back to 2010, I think it was.
Yep.
How did you get started in this?
2000, I started in 2009 part-time. Well, I was working as a headhunter in Tokyo. And to be honest, I was doing pretty good. I had several years of making decent money, and everything was fine. And then Lehman, subprime.
Yeah. We all remember that.
That just destroyed my business because as a headhunter, right, you get a small base salary. It's a sales job, right? You get a small base salary, which is basically enough just to get by. I was making about a little less than $2,000 a month in base salary, right? The money was in the commission. I got 50% of every deal that I closed. And so, well, I was specializing in helping foreign companies, European and American and Canadian companies mainly, right? Some Australian companies, find bilingual Japanese talent, had certain skill sets that they were looking for. And the bottom just fell out on that. I mean, hundreds of headhunting companies and hundreds of headhunters lost their jobs. And so subprime had a major effect on me. And I was just looking for something different. I was looking, to be honest, I was interviewing for sales jobs, other type of sales jobs. But then I discovered this affiliate marketing thing online. Decided to give that a go. I thought, I can make it. And 2010, I ripped through a lot of savings, investing in my lifestyle, continuing living my normal lifestyle, plus investing in business. I started making a little bit of money in 2011. No, 2011 was basically a break even. 2012, so I lost two years of losing money online and continuing to pay for living in Tokyo, which was expensive. Right? So luckily I had a lot of savings, but I ripped through most of it or almost all of it at that point. So 2012 was the point where, like if I don't make it online, I'm really SOL.
So hold on. So 2010, you're a headhunter. Lehman or 2009. I may get the timeline a little mixed up. It's fine. Lehman Brothers. We had the whole financial collapse. You lose your job. You've got some savings though, right?
Yep.
So what you're doing with the savings is not only are you're trying to live, right, but you're also trying to propel this kind of new online business thing. And you're getting into like what now? Affiliate marketing and
that's right.
So
selling other people's offers, right? Doesn't matter what it was.
Got it.
I was going on and
so, dude, were you scared at any point in time? I mean, I got to think losing your job. I mean,
but I also had this confidence that I could figure it out.
So your savings account is dwindling. So the clock is ticking. You see that, right?
That's right. Absolutely, I could see that. So, but I also
wow.
So 2000, I think it was like
that's pressure, dude.
I approached a person. I don't want to say his name because he's sort of gone into obscurity. But I told him what I was doing, and we talked about it. And I paid him a little coaching. And he said, "Chris, you're doing Facebook ads, Google ads, doing all sorts of other stuff, right? You're selling all sorts of offers, or whatever." He goes, "Find one thing and one traffic source, and get good at that." So what I did then is I realized a big thing was JVZoo product launches, right? JVZoo is this platform like ClickBank where digital marketers go on and they sell their software or their digital product like a training course or whatever you would, right? And I was pretty good at Facebook ads. So what I did was I started taking the flavor of the week, because these change all the time, flavor of the month, maybe flavor every 2 weeks, and then I didn't have a big mailing list like a lot of other affiliates, right? And just running Facebook ads for that. And that was working. I was making between $100 to $500 a day profit.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this is actually cool. And I started making steady money in 2012 doing that. And I'm having my first profit. I'm like, this is so simple. And it works really well. Find the flavor of the month, run Facebook ads targeting people interested in the marketing, and collect the commission.
And done.
It was great. It was
too bad you could never get away with that today.
No, but it was the first time I was making money, and it was really awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I guess, there was less competition, and people, they would go and they'd buy these little product offers. But the point was, I realized it was a little bit of a problem. The best day I ever had was $500 a day, and I had a few of those days. But I was averaging about $200 to $300 a day, which is a livable income in Tokyo, but it's not. You're not living great, right? So I was looking for something else, and I discovered Don Wilson T-shirts, and I was like, first, T-shirts? Who? Really? But I just saw these massive numbers.
This is back when he was on Teespring, right?
That's right, back on Teespring. Okay. And I'm like, T-shirts? But I thought, I'd give it a go. And I proceeded to spend a lot of I spent a lot of money, losing money on this teacher thing, but I just kept getting more and more convinced that this teacher thing was scalable. And after about product launch number 43 on Teespring, I finally had something that really hit. I mean, I had one earlier on the product number 20 that made some money, but product number 43 was a t-shirt and a photography niche, and it became a big, massive seller. In fact, I've been told by Teespring it's still one of the top sellers of all time.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, and that was in beginning of 2013. So I made a little bit of money. 2012 was the first year I actually made money.
That's your parachute, right?
That was 2010 and 11. I lost money and paid for my lifestyle. But 2012, I actually made money. Not a lot, but I made money. It was like, okay, I can do this. And then from 2013 on, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. I've been.
Dude, I assume you were like incredibly relieved once you finally got something working.
I was so relieved. I mean, discovering the simple formula of advertising JVs new offers with Facebook ads. And also, it was great. I mean, which also brings me to something that I've noticed about newbies, right? A lot of newbies want to master every traffic source. You don't need to do that. One good traffic source. And by the way, these days it doesn't have to be Facebook, although I do recommend Facebook. You can get a lot of traffic from Pinterest. You can get a lot of traffic from, a lot of other traffic sources. These Twitter ads, Google ads. But whatever it is, again, I recommend Facebook. It's the easiest platform to learn, easiest to run. But master one traffic source. Get really good at it before you start trying to do other ones.
Yeah, totally, man. I totally agree with that, by the way.
And these days, Instagram and Facebook's a combination of one. So you can do Instagram at the same time if it's because they're built into one platform as far as the advertising goes. You
just have to focus because there's a learning curve here. We're lying to ourselves if we don't think there is. And there are principles that can be learned on one platform that will apply to every platform, right? Yep. But you have to focus long enough to start to pick those up, right? You have to, I totally agree with that. Pick one platform and then fail on it a lot. Eventually you'll succeed and you will get an entire education by doing that in that process. And then you can go to other platforms and it won't be nearly as difficult to figure those out.
Absolutely, because there's some differences, but there's a lot of similarities. So once you get good at one ad platform, it's easy to learn on the second one or third one, and so on and so forth.
100%, dude. All right, so Teespring, you hit a big winner. It's some photography thing. They say it's still one of the best-selling T-shirts of all time. I got to imagine that, if you had a little sigh of relief when you started making money with JV Zoo, I've got to imagine this was like a real eye opener. Can you share figures?
I'm making some big money, and also at the same time, I did a Facebook ads course and made a little bit of money doing that as well. So finally, 2013 is when I'm really starting to get back into what I'm used to living as a headhunter, right? I'm finally year 3 online. I'm finally starting to get back to where I was.
Nice, man.
10, 11, 12, year 4. So I had 3 years of not even coming close to making money that I used to make.
So, dude, were you ever wanting to, did you ever get to where you were thinking about quitting or anything like that? Absolutely.
It was about 2013, the headhunting market started coming back, right? The economy started growing again. They were hiring. So, yeah, and I was meeting up with my old headhunting buddies for beers pretty regularly, hearing about these big commission checks. And I was, maybe I should. I was debating.
So what kept you from quitting?
One thing that I love to have in any business, don't get me wrong here, but it's all about sweat equity. What I mean by that is you got to go in there and pound the phones. You got to meet people. You got to pound the phones and meet people, right?
We're talking about headhunting, right?
If you're a big seller, a big earner, right? The company will give you an assistant, right? A junior consultant to help you, right? And they just take some of that load off you. But still, you have to it's sweat equity business, right? The guys I know in that business who make big money, and you can, guys. I know guys who've made $1 million a year as a headhunter. These guys are in the office by 7 a.m., leave the office at 7 to 9 p.m., and they do that day in and day out, even on the weekends. And so there's no leverage. Well, you can get an assistant do something, but the leverage you can create that kind of business model is very, very low.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, dude.
And I'm not saying you can't make good money, you can't make good living, because you absolutely can.
No, but the limits of what you can scale they all come down to your capacity to work long hours, your ability to, like, the energy levels you have to, like, constantly be talking to people and keeping up your energy and selling. And so, like, when you say there's no leverage, you're totally right, because I would imagine there are very few individuals on the planet that can make $1 million doing that kind of thing, because you almost have to have a special freaking chromosome for something like that.
And
you know what I mean?
But no offense, a lot of people make 600,000 or more, but the very, very few people make $1 million. But anyway, I realized that I'd been online and not long enough to see that with online I can leverage my websites, I can leverage advertising, I can get VAs in different countries, right? I can create a platform in which I don't have to constantly be pounding the computer.
Yeah, it's like you have digital employees at that point. Your website's an employee, your ads are employees, so to speak.
So I saw the big picture, and I realized that I'm better off long-term finding a way to make this work, especially as I get older, right? Do I want to be going in the office at 7 or 8 a.m. and doing, have you ever seen what's that boiler
room?
Boiler
I think it's boiler room.
A good stockbroker does 300 cold calls a day. Well, that was basically true with headhunting. Not 300, but still a lot of cold calls.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. So, okay. So that's what kept you in the game. You came close to quitting many times. That kept you in the game. You were making a little bit of money to get by. Then Teespring comes around. You have this big product that sells really well. Where do you go from there?
So I kept selling on Teespring. About 2014, I was getting bored out of my mind. And the reason why, I was doing a little bit of I was doing a little bit of training because I sold that one digital course called 2-Cent Facebook Clicks, which was a big catalyst. People learn how to do really cheap ads with Facebook. And I was selling t-shirts, and I was on another company called Representative. And the whole thing was just waking up every day, launching products, doing ads. And guys, I'm a guy who's out used to pounding the phones, doing sales.
Hold on a second though. You're making good money.
Yes.
You're making really good money.
Yes.
At this time,
out of my mind.
But you're having other problems now.
Yes.
So, dude, I actually think this is important to touch on, man. That a lot of people have illusions about what will happen when they make a certain dollar figure in sales or whatever, about how their life will be different. And I can attest to this. You can attest to this. You achieve your goals and two things happen. For one, to me, it becomes a video game where it's like, I just want a higher score now, right? So like the desire to keep kind of driving into it doesn't go away. But number two, new problems just show up. I seriously, one of the things being an entrepreneur has taught me is that life is just about solving one problem after another until you die. Like, it basically does not matter what dollar figures and things like that you're hitting. So I find it funny and interesting that you're doing great. You're probably doing, there are probably hundreds of thousands of people that would have loved to even have had a taste of that success. And you're struggling because you're freaking bored out of your mind.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing of grinding in front of the computer every day. From a guy who come from a sales background, just talking about, and also teaching before that, right? It was just, it was bored. I was bored out of my fucking mind. I could not work at home. I had to go out to coffee shops and parks just to get the stimulus of people around me. And then I was doing some coaching and training on the side, but not really super serious. And then my buddies are like, Chris, you can keep doing this Teespring thing, but why don't you get more serious about the coaching and training as well? You seem to enjoy that. So then I started to do both. And from 2014, I've been doing both. I've been doing my own e-com thing, whether it be Teespring, Shopify, or whatever, right? And I've been doing coaching and training. And I've reached this happy equilibrium. I need that. Yes, I get paid for it, and that's cool and all, but I also personally need that external stimulus of someone to talk to and help every day.
Yeah, dude, that's interesting that was born out of this like whole headhunting kind of background. And yeah, it seems too like you're pretty extroverted. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. Seems like you're the type of guy that like, you know how they say there's two kinds of people? You have one person that goes into a cave and they come back out 30 years later and they're like at peace and they have the world figured out. Another guy goes into the cave and he goes crazy. Like,
I would go batshit crazy.
I've always thought that's a difference between introverts and extroverts, and it sounds like you're a hardcore extrovert. Like this whole,
I am.
This whole just doing this online thing solo is driving you crazy.
It was driving me crazy. I was literally going crazy.
But you never like really had a desire to quit or anything during this time. No. It was just like, this is a big deal, and I need to solve this somehow.
That's right. That's right. I just said, look, I need to continue building online, but I need to find a way to get more interaction.
Got it. All right.
And I also had a teaching background. I love teaching. So that's how the whole teaching and training coaching came about.
We're still kind of in Teespring days. So like kind of take us from here. What happens next?
So I opened my own e-commerce sites. I've had my own self-branding SEMA sites, and I've grown. Grew one, sort of sold that one off. Grew another one. I'm also separating myself from the new one as well. That's an ongoing process, but it's happening. And now I'm sort of, now I focus more on coaching and training, but I'm also selling ShineOn products and also working in platforms again. I'm going through this whole transformation.
So you basically just wrapped up 2015 to 2021 in like a paragraph.
Yep.
Did anything else happen?
I don't know. I want to focus on trying to give value bombs to the crowds. I think we're 30 minutes into this thing.
The thing is, dude, is it's look, man, people come at this from all different perspectives. And some people have jobs right now. Some people are working 2 jobs. You know, some people have to listen to this in their headphones because they're at work. You know, they're not going to be able to watch it live or anything like that. And so it's always good to hear where people are coming from and the struggles they have and all that, because it makes it real. The other thing is, there's something too about look, when there's somebody that's already where you want to be, there's in your mind, right? You build a pedestal for that person to occupy, right? And it sometimes doesn't feel like their level of success can actually be achieved by you. It's like the reality is disconnected. And I feel like having these types of interviews and learning about the backstory and learning about when you wanted to quit or you lost your job or whatever, I feel like it makes it real. When you start to see that, hey, Chris Blair, Michael, Sue Hale, Kirsta, anybody else, they're just real people. They're just normal people, and they get sick and they have bad days and they have good days and whatever the case may be. It makes it real. You start to see that, no, they're just human beings, right? And if they can do it, maybe I can too. So anyway, that's why I try to focus on a lot of that kind of stuff. I feel like it's important.
Okay, let me jump into more detail. So I opened up, 2015, I opened up my own self-branded e-com site for the first time. I'm doing drop shipping from China, which is a good model. I'm not criticizing that. But there's also a lot of problems. And I had a lot of problems with shipping times and quality issues and so on and so forth. And so I decided I wanted to go back into the print-on-demand game. And I made a lot of money in 2015 with that website. I sold that off, and that was a great experience. That was cool. And that one's moved on from that one. Then I opened up a big beer brand site. And I've been working that site for a long, long time. And now I'm a little bit, by the end of 2020, I got a little bit burned out on running your own site. There's a lot that goes along with running your own site, which is one of the reasons why makes ShineOn so great and Teespring so great is you can actually sell to them. They deal with all the business side of this. So anyway, I've now I'm in the process of separating myself from that as well. And that's a cool thing that I've built up 2 things that I've been able to separate from. And then now I'm going back into the platforms. I'm actually starting to sell on platforms like ShineOn and stuff. I've gone full circle. And I actually think I love the fact that I just have to launch products and scale them and then do coaching and training. I'm in a really happy space in life right now.
What's your favorite part about the ad thing, right? Like what draws you to that? Because it kind of seems like you keep coming back to that over the years.
It's just cool. It's really, really cool when you get some product ideas, you test them, and a lot of them fail, but then you get that one magic one. Yeah. I call it the driver, because it drives people to your website and they start buying tons of stuff. And see, guys, what people get wrong is they think that everything they throw out there should succeed, when the reality is 99% of what you throw out there will not succeed. It's just like, and I hit on this back in 2000, in late 2012, 2013, when I looked at advertising that department stores were doing and grocery stores were doing. They advertised a super cheap product or super deal, right? Buy one, get one free, or whatever. Something of a super duper deal. And that's the whole purpose of that is to drive them to their website, to their store. And then in the store, they start buying a lot of things. Well, the same thing's true on your ShineOn site, right? You'll find a good product, and that'll make a lot of money and a lot of sales, but people will also buy other things too. Right? Yeah. They're on your site. So
the way we're trying to capitalize on that is by we kind of have this mission to get to where we have 3-digit AOVs, like they're just a normal part of our platform. So you land on the product page, you have a bunch of upsells, you have one click add-ons, then you have post-purchase items as well. And at the end of it, we're hoping that 3-digit AOVs becomes the norm for our platform sellers. But that's one way that we're trying to achieve the same thing in the platform model that a lot of the stores do, or the Shopify stores do. Yep. So
that's exactly what you can do, and it works. It works, and whether it be an upsell or related item offers, it can work. But the point is, so it's all about the driver product. Yeah, all about the driver product, or some people call it the golden offer. I think you call it the magic. What do you call it? I don't know. Magic.
I don't know. And the point I just say I call them winning products.
Yeah, winning products.
I don't have a special term for it.
Winning products. So the point is that is fun. Finding that one that resonates and clicks, that is exciting. So I like that whole process. So I keep running it over.
Yeah, it's for anybody new that's listening to this, like what Chris said is right. You may test 100 products and have one winner. You may have a bunch that kind of break even, or some that even pull profit, but like you'll have one that skyrockets. And kind of the trick is you cut your losses early, right? You don't ride the losers to an empty bank account, right? You try to learn how to spot the losers, cut your losses quickly, and then keep testing. But eventually you hit the one.
I'm very strict about that. I'm very, very, I think you even know, maybe even more strict than you are. But after $5 to $10 to spend, if I'm not getting the data that looks promising, I'm out on it. And what I mean by that is, okay, so obviously I'm not expecting a sale on $5 to $10, but what I'm looking at, am I getting link clicks that are showing me signs of life, right? Now there's variance per niche, but I would say at least $1.50 or less per link click, right? Now some niches even lower. Have I gotten an add to cart, right? If I got a bunch of cheap link clicks and I don't have a cart, I'll still keep going with that. But if I'm not getting cheap link clicks and I'm not getting add to carts, there's two schools of thoughts here. One is let it run for a while and Facebook algorithm will start to tone in. And that will happen, yes, and it's true. I'm not going to deny that can happen. But that doesn't happen on most products. So what happens is if you do that for 3 days in a row on many products, you're spending a lot of money. Right? So I only want to do that on products that are showing signs of life. So literally after $10 to spend, I ask myself this question: does this product have life? Does it have a chance? And I'm looking for indicators. Good, reasonable link clicks over 2 to 3 ad sets, right? And do I have an add to cart? If I don't have those, I'm out on it.
Yeah, so I will say that so this is something I've always found interesting about you in particular, Chris. So like some of your methods are a little unorthodox, but they totally work. The other thing is you bring years of experience to the table, right? So like you understand, your niches super well. So you can realistically evaluate in $10 whether you're on track or off track with that product. But that's because you know your niche super well. And so here, real quickly though, let's back up for a minute, because we talk about how the product is everything, right? The product is everything. We'll kind of slowly kind of walk through some of these value bombs here and some of the things I know make you different. By the way, full disclosure here, I signed up for Chris's course back in 2017, maybe.
Wow,
2018. And I picked up a lot of methods too. I've got a little piece of Chris in me and a bunch of other influencers. And I've also signed up for Chris's coaching in the past. So he and I have spent some time on the phone as well. So I'm pretty familiar with a lot of some of what Chris teaches and some of the things the way he approaches things. So here, let's go back to product real quick, because I think you probably emphasize this more than anybody else I've personally received coaching or training from in this space. You are a big product guy. Like, you talk about becoming a master of your niche, right? Study your niche, figure out how products work. Talk about that for a minute.
Okay. First of all, I don't think you necessarily have to become a master of your niche for running ShineOn because of the platform. But if you're setting up a branded site, you absolutely need to spend a lot of time researching your niche. And by the way, I mean really research. We're talking like it should take you a week. I give you homework assignments. Go out and find 50 posts, just regular content posts on Facebook that's got 1,000 shares or more organically. It means a non-paid ad in your niche. You know how much time that takes? It takes a long time. And then you get to understand your niche by looking at the content that they post on their fan page that resonated to get 1,000+ shares. By just looking at that and then another one, you got to understand what makes these people tick. Now, to be honest, you don't necessarily have to do that with a platform like ShineOn because you can more easily move from one niche to the next. But still, before, say you want to go in the nursing niche, I suggest you at least go into Google Ads and you spend a good several hours, right, going in there and saying, nursing necklace, and look at them. No. And look at this cursory look. No. Really look. Read the message one by one and ask yourself, why are they trying to sell us? But the thing about Google Images is you don't really know if they're selling. So go on to Amazon. Type in Google necklaces, right? Etsy, Google necklaces. Nursing necklaces. Amazon nurses. Sort by reviews. Look through the reviews. Try to find those that are getting a lot of reviews. And then look at the message on there, okay? Now, the worst thing that happens, and this is why I swear a lot, guys, to be honest. I'm not politically correct. I know there's a lot of people on this call who are sensitive to that, so I'm holding back. But I hate spy softwares. And I also love them at the same time, okay? And then explain to you why. And I also love Etsy, and I hate Etsy at the same time. 99% of the way people are using Etsy and spy software is wrong. It's wrong. It's going to lead to your failure, okay? And here's why. Most people use these tools to go out and find current winners or stuff that resonated in the past, and they just copy it and make their own design and follow it. Well, guess what everyone else is doing? You know what happens to the sheep 100%. When they follow the herder? They end up in the slaughterhouse. And that's exactly what people are doing. Now, let's talk about what can work with these and why Etsy and Amazon and these spy tools can be good. If you use them as inspiration to understand the angles that can work in your niche, the types of products you can work in your niche, then it's a very useful tool. You've got to take that extra step of coming up with your own original ideas. If you don't get anything else from this, guys, Michael knows I've introduced students to ShineOn platform and I've done coaching and they've had a lot of success with ShineOn. I push them. Look, one unique original idea a day, ideally 2 if you have time, is much better than 5 to 10 regurgitated ideas a day. Don't throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks. Spend time and effort to come try something unique, something that's different, right? And guys, you could take an idea from this necklace and that necklace, and but it doesn't even have to be necklaces.
Right.
It can be something else really not interested. Another beautiful idea is to go into other niches. Say you want to sell in the nurse niche, go into the wine niche, go into the swimming niche. And then look at what's selling there, those phrases, and see how you can twist and tweak those to your niche. It should take you at least 30 minutes to an hour to come up with one product idea. I'm not BSing you guys. I'm not. If you're spending less time than that, you're not putting enough effort into your product ideas. And I know for a fact, most people, I people sign up for training coaching, I tell them to go out and do some product research, and they come back to me like 20 minutes later, I got 5 ideas. I don't even look at them. I say, if you got 5 ideas in 20 minutes, you have not thought deeply about this. Go back and try again.
Dude, so let me ask you something. If you just had to take a guess, how many winning products do you think you have found over 7-8 years doing this?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, products that feel like a lottery ticket, right? It's like you're throwing products out there. You're like dud 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 dud, boom, right? And you just hear the jackbox, the bells ringing and the money's pouring out. How often does that happen?
I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 over the whole time. It's that. Here's the thing, guys. People don't understand, here's the thing is once you find the winning idea, you can ride it for a long time. I mean, you can ride it over and over. You can make tweaks so that you can ride it, and you can make a lot of money on this, right? So this is why it's important to test cheaply and get out on the losers, and then go all in on the winners. And you can take it, all sorts of different types of necklaces China has, right? You could do it with interlocking necklace first as a card, and then maybe once that styling, try it on a different necklace, then go to the actual heart one where you make your own design, get the same phrase, paraphrase it a little bit. You can go on and on and on forever.
Flip it to a different niche. There's a gajillion things you can do.
For saying this, Michael and Eric, but you can take it to another platform where they can something.
We're editing that out. So you can flip it to a different niche, right? As well. And by the way, you're totally right, man. I know of one phrase in particular that has done probably over $3 million in revenue since the Christmas of 2020. Christmas, it would be the Christmas of 2019, I guess. So it's been in circulation for like a year and a half, if I'm doing my math right. It's done over $3 million in revenue, and it's one phrase. And you know what's powering it? The phrase keeps getting spun, right? Yep. Keeps getting spun inside the niche. A different design, a different. I can't give it away, but it's the niche itself keeps getting spun. So it's like. You're totally right, man. You find a winner, you can milk that thing for a long freaking time.
Guys, I have one idea that I started selling in 2016. And I'm still selling it today.
Right. That's unbelievable, dude. Is that your best-selling idea ever?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't want to say it. You know what it is. It's very.
I think you've shared it with me before, actually.
It's a dirty phrase, but anyway, it's working.
Yeah, well, you're in the as you've said earlier, you're kind of in that beer space, so it works. Yeah, dude, I agree with literally everything you've said. I've been surprised this year at some of the originality that I've seen work on jewelry in particular. I've seen new things breaking into jewelry that I personally never thought would work, but it's people testing the envelope, trying original things. They're doing exactly what you said.
I've been pushing people to do some weird stuff. And there's a couple of things. I'm going to give you 2 drive bombs I've been teaching my students, right? And that is, this doesn't work on the standard, like the old standard necklaces, the one where you make your own design, because the product is the design. But with these cards, right?
Yeah, the message cards.
The message cards, the product is the product. The mess on the back can be anything. Yeah. So I kind of tell people, people have been running lovey-dovey messages on
Forever.
ShineOn for years. And just guys, back in 2013, I could basically put any design I wanted on a Teespring shirt and it would sell. It could be the most simplest text ever, and it would
Must
sell.
have been nice.
And then as it got harder, the design had to get better and better and better. Well, it's the same thing with ShineOn. There's been evolution here, right? People have been selling lovey-dovey messages on ShineOn since 2018, right? 1920, 3 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah. The lovey-dovey messages that people have been seeing in the newsfeed forever now. It's getting old.
Yep.
So I said, why don't you take some of these humorous mug cup expressions and put them on a message card? The thing is still, the necklace is still the gift, but the actual card can have a joke on it, and it's working. And then another thing is, you want to sell lovey-dovey messages, do this. Okay, let me, from others, do this. Okay, so I'm going to give you a hardcore example, and I wasn't planning on doing this because my private coaches are going to be angry with me about this one.
So here we go. We're gonna get a freebie.
This is a killer trick. So use the lovey-dovey message. Like, for example, Mom, thank you for being there my entire life and being my stone, my rock, blah, 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 blah. And thank you for spending 6 months wiping my ass when I was born.
Dude.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's a trick. It's the bait and switch.
And love, then this is working.
Man, you know what? I'm kicking myself. I had a phrase around Christmas I was running that did this bait and switch thing. It started lovey-dovey, switched to humor, but it didn't, when I say humor, I mean, it didn't go off the rails with the humor. It was still, it felt safe to run on jewelry based on my paradigm at the time. And dude, it was getting traction. In a very short amount of time, I had like 600-700 sales. I didn't have time to focus on it because I got all this other ShineOn stuff going on. Dude, I'm kicking myself though because it was the market telling me that this trend was changing. So
I started suggesting that to people late last year to make this do something different. Just make a little tweak.
No, I think that's perfect.
And by the way, that is a specific tactic. Okay, all right, but the tactics will change. That's the reality.
Yeah,
tactics can change. But the key message I want you guys to understand is when everyone's been zagging for a long time, start zigging.
Yeah, I say the same thing, dude.
Okay.
Zig whenever zag.
So another give me that this drives me crazy. If I see another effing flower on the Mother's Day card, I'm gonna puke. No offense. And the flowers work great for a long time, but when everyone's putting flowers on their message cards, it's like, ugh. Do something different. Stand out in the marketplace. What is your unique? There's guys. I've been in marketing for a long time. Okay, a long time. I'm an old guard guy, as he called the dinosaur. There's a marketing expression that I learned back in 2010. I flew from Tokyo to Los Angeles, and I attended a marketing thing. This is back when I had any money to spend. I was on training, but they talked about something that was interesting. USP, unique selling proposition. This applies to whether it's physical products, whether it's a car, whether it's anything else. If you are making a sale, and by the way, I learned this back when I was doing other sales too. USP, it applies to both sales and marketing. What is your USP? What is your unique selling proposition? I want you to write this down. USP. Take a note of it, right? And guys, right now, the two tactics I talked about, soon they're going to get burned out. Maybe take a couple of years, but it'll happen. And you got to go something new. What is your USP? Just always think in those terms. And you can have long-term success.
Yeah, well, I think, dude, I've said the same thing before. Zig when others zag. And I think, keep in mind, like, we're fighting for attention in the newsfeed. And so people develop banner blindness, right? So banner blindness, for anybody who doesn't know, it's where, like, you visit a website, you don't even see the advertisements, right? This happens all the time. Like, I go to CNN frequently. Heck, it even happens on Reddit. I know where all the ads are, and I literally just don't even see them. Like, I just have tunnel vision now. I know exactly where to look on the page for the content I want, right? And CNN and some of these other big companies that are smart are constantly changing their formats. They'll move a headline from over here and put an ad there because they understand this phenomenon that happens with people. Well, now put yourself back into one of your prospects' shoes who's browsing on Facebook, right? I guarantee you they can see an ad like subconsciously before they're even aware of it consciously, right? Like they'll see it coming up in the newsfeed and they'll just thumb right past it. They won't read it. They won't look at it.
Especially if there's another message card with a flower on it.
That's exactly what I'm going.
Another flower.
If you want to stop people in the scroll, you got to hit them in the face with something that's going to get their attention. And that's all you're saying, man. You're saying,
right.
Zig when others zag. Look at what all the sheeple are doing and do something different.
It's
right?
called a pattern interrupt. Another term
exactly.
for it. Exactly. Very technical with the terminology, but it's called the pattern interrupt.
Dude, this is, I've said it before that, like, I think you think more deeply about this product research thing than anybody else out there. I think we have more to learn from you on product research than probably anything else. What I mean by that is that's also we all agree, product is the most important part of having success in this business. And I feel like you're the only one that really allocates the appropriate amount of time to it.
Because
I'm not saying there, man. That's a compliment, by the way.
Thank you. The first thing that I do, if I were to, because I'm going to a new niche today, the first thing that I would do is try to find some other fan pages in that niche and just scroll through. And it doesn't matter if it's a product post or a content post. I just want to get an idea of what makes people tick in this niche. So I will read through and I'll look for the high volume posts. What I mean by that is shares and comments, not likes. Guys, I will like. My brother makes a post on Facebook. It could be 100% opposite. My brother likes to post a lot of political stuff. And a lot of it I think is, oh my eyes. but it's from my brother. And so I respect him. So, okay, I'll like that, right?
It's a courtesy like.
It's a courtesy. So likes are meaningless. Just don't even pay attention.
Dude, can I, hang on, man. Let me ask you, we're in Mother's Day, dude. We're in Mother's Day. We just released this Peas in a Pod thing. Walk us through this. How would you, if you were trying to find a winning Mother's Day product right now, take us through the steps. What would you do? What would you advise people to do?
Okay, so the first thing I do, okay, there's two types of Mother's Day English you can take. One is a big, long, broad Mother's Day thing, right? And unless you've got something really, 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 it's got to be ultra good, you're not going to win in that game because everyone's advertising to the blanket mother gift, right?
Well, you're saying that the vanilla, like to my mom niche is going to be way oversaturated.
That's right. So you can play in that game, and there's a huge market there, but you got to have something incredibly good. It's got to be like stand out, like man. And so I don't recommend you play that game. Okay. What I recommend is you play the niche game. Choose a niche. Right, nurse, baseball moms, soccer moms. Because you'd be surprised. Some of the niches that my private coaching students come up. It just happened the other day. I'm like, is that even a niche? Like, really? They're out there. Just got to use your creativity. Go into Google and search women hobbies and things like that. Go through it and some of the fan pages and find, say it's knitting, right? I'm not necessarily recommending knitting. I'm just throwing that out as an example. Go through the knitting pages and find out what makes these knitting moms click, right? Look at the posts that are popular. And just read and really absorb it. It's not just reading it. You got to ask yourself the critical question. What is it about this post that made these moms react to this? Okay? All right, that's step one. Step two, go into Google, Etsy, Amazon, and search knitting mom Mother's Day necklace. Look at the common stuff that has sold, and you're not doing that to sell the same thing. You're doing that so you know what not to do, what not to actually post. Don't just regurgitate the exact thing. Okay. Now, there's a couple things you can do here. Number one, you can say, okay, that expression looks pretty cool. Why don't I take that expression, and then make your own phrase. But then you want to double back. You want to do what's called double back research. You want to take
I call that Franken phrases. Yeah. Where you take elements of a bunch of different phrases, and then you kind of Frankenstein your own phrase together.
And then you could do a back search. I don't always do this. I should, and then my students always do this, but I recommend you should. You want to double check that hasn't been done a lot. So go back into Google again and search your expression necklace and see if you see a lot of it, then it's already been done over and over again. Move on from that one. Okay. Or come up with your own unique phrase. Take the existing phrase and again make a humor angle on it, right? Take the existing phrase, but then do something little different tweak on it, right? That's one way, right? The point is try to find some unique stuff. And then you would say to my nursing mom, to my knitting mom. And then there's a couple ways you can advertise this, right? One, you can just try to advertise blanket 23 to like 40-ish, right? Those are people who probably will buy gifts for their mom, right? And then run it to them, right? But then you could also reverse target it, okay? And now, let me tell you what reverse targeting is. So what I used to do a lot of, and by the way, don't do it exactly this way because you can get your account banned for this, but there's a way around it. But I just want to explain to you the history of this. Back in 2014-15, I would say, I would target moms in knitting, right? I would literally might go knitting 45 and up because they're most likely to be mom, or 40 and up, they're most likely to be moms. And by the way, don't do parents. Don't use the keyword parents, okay? And the reason why is every single advertiser is using parents and married. Don't use that. Don't use that targeting. I beg you not to. And guys, there's tons of people on Facebook. I'm married and I don't have it in my demographics thing, right? There's tons of people in a relationship or married with kids, and I have a daughter too, and I don't have that in my thing, right? Just think about it in terms of ages. If you target knitting people, say 40 and up, the odds that that woman is married with a kid is high. Not of course not all of them, but a good majority of them will be. So that's good enough, right? And then you're avoiding the word parents are married where everyone's playing.
Plus, to your point, as their age increases, it's less likely they've actually gone into Facebook, as you said, and filled out who they're married to, who their kids are, and done all that extra stuff inside of Facebook.
Okay, so what we used to do, and I'm saying don't do this, but I was wanting to understand how the whole thing came about. Mom, do you want this? Tag your son or daughter so they can buy it for you. Can't do that anymore. Don't do that. Don't do that. The word tag can get you in big trouble.
Yeah. Facebook's not penalize you.
Now they don't like it. So, and I probably pioneered that Facebook rule to outlaw that.
Back when Facebook was easy.
So they outlawed. Don't do that. They call it going for false engagement or whatever. They made a policy against it. You can't write the word share or tag in your post.
But engagement baiting.
You can use around it. You could say, "Mom, who do you want to buy this for you?" Great phrase.
Yep.
It induces a natural response to tag their son or daughter.
Plus, there's another kind of piece to this, and that's Facebook is guaranteed scraping not only your ad copy, your headline, all that stuff. They scrape the product itself, and that actually helps the algorithm target. Yep. So you put that stuff in the ad copy or in the design, like in the words, and it's legible by the spider that crawls it. Facebook will use that data to try to target it to the right people.
And you can even put it on the image itself. So you can grab your image from ShineOn, go on to Canva or Photoshop, this right, Mom, who do you want? So it's a reverse target. So now you got two campaigns running. One is directly selling it, right? The younger people who are most likely to buy for their mom. And then the reverse campaign, which is, so it's two different posts, going for the moms and asking them to tag. And that's those both can work.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So look, man, we are kind of coming up on time here. But you're dropping some serious value here. Would you have round us off here with another tip? I'd ask for 3, but you're getting in I really like how you're going deep with all of these. Give us kind of one more thing, and we'll try to round this puppy out. So it's Mother's Day. We got a lot of people. I promise you, a lot of people are going to listen to this whole thing. Go do research. I promise you, they're going to go do like a deeper level of research now, product research. They're going to have these products. They're probably going to come back, listen to this, how to run their ads. What's next?
Okay, so I think it depends on the type of necklace. I think that if you're doing your own the design necklace where it takes ShineOn more time to make. I think was the 4th or 5th the deadline for that for delivery in the United States.
Are you talking about the pendants that are?
The ones where you make your own design
and they dome them. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it was the 4th or 5th. By the way, don't be afraid to sell those. That's it. Here's another value bomb, guys. Those used to be big sellers.
Yeah, they were huge. My first winner was one of those.
Now people are doing the message cards, and so it's easier to do message cards. So they've gone away from that. Well, now that
no one's doing the others.
Message cards, go back to the old winners.
Zig when others zag.
I was not planning to bring that up, but that's the thing. But here's the other thing. Okay, so the deadline thing that I don't remember the month. I think it was the 4th, and then the message cards is the 6th. I think that's right.
I can't remember. I think the message cards are the 4th, and I think the graphic stuff is the 3rd. But
okay,
I'd have to go.
The point is, but don't think you have to stop selling there that time.
Yes,
you don't. Okay, so here's what you want to do. About 3 or 4 days before the deadline, and please confirm it. I just don't remember off the top of my head. I gotta go check.
Yeah.
Go into your product description. You have to do this for every product that you're advertising. Sorry, you're selling, but the ones that you're pushing hard on Facebook. Make and sometimes the ShineOn editor can be tricky. It doesn't always allow you to do big text. So what you do is you go into Word, right?
Yeah.
You do it there, and then you copy and paste it in.
Google Docs will work as well.
That's right. So because sometimes it's weird. I've noticed on some browsers you can go and make a big thing with ShineOn text. After that, there's something quirky going on there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so. The way you do it is go into Word and you make a big thing in big red letters, unlike bold. Deadline for guaranteed delivery. The key word being guaranteed delivery. In other words, they still might get it. Guaranteed delivery is April 4th. I'm using April 4th May 4th. May 4th as an example, right? Well, people will still buy even though they know it's no longer guaranteed because they'll figure, well, I'll take the risk. If not, I'll tell my mom it's coming and they'll buy anyway. And then here's the thing. It can still sell even after Mother's Day.
Yes.
You can go on for almost a week after because people buy late Mother's Day gifts.
Yeah. There are a lot of people that wake up on Mother's Day and go, I didn't buy anything.
Absolutely. So don't think that this, because of the deadline, is over. And then here's what you do afterwards. Whatever you're selling for Mother's Day, it might have said to my mom, Happy Mother's Day, ask her how you can tweak it and try to turn it into an evergreen offer. Now, not all of them will work, but a good number of them will.
Keep that momentum going.
Then you can queue that up later on for Christmas.
Yeah, dude, I totally.
Merry Christmas, Mom. Same thing.
Yeah, totally agree with that. It's something I've done similar with the way you were talking about the product description is if I have my driver product, right? If I have my winning product, that's where the bulk of my traffic is going, I'll put in red text, I'll put 3 days left for guaranteed delivery, 2 days left for guaranteed delivery, the last day for guaranteed delivery. Then what I do when we're no longer in guaranteed delivery, I say, it may not get there by Mother's Day, but the shipping's on us. And I make it free shipping. And that works beautifully. It works beautifully.
Wow, that's a trick I never thought of. I never thought of that. That's really great. I never thought about that. That's
either awesome. Way, we're doing the same thing, right? We're using the tools we have, right? So like in this case, it'd be the editor. And you're just going in there and you're making one little tweak that optimizes the campaign and keeps it alive and fresh as you sell through the deadlines. I totally agree with the way you're thinking about that. 100%. Everybody needs to be doing that.
Here's the best part about this trick. Again, 99% of the sellers will be like, oh, this deadline, okay, Monday's over.
Yep.
No, it's not over.
Most CPMs will come down, right? The difference between good and great is 5%. It's just 5% extra effort. That is literally all it is on this stuff. Most people will turn all their ads off. Huh?
I like to take the product I was selling during Christmas and say, stock still left.
There you go, dude.
That's a Christmas.
Yeah, that's awesome,
To
dude.
be honest, is a little bit okay. That is a little bit shady. I'll be honest, because it's print on demand stuff.
I mean, there's still stock,
but there's still stock at my print on demand supplier.
Yeah.
So
just say it with a period instead of an exclamation point. Take some of that energy out of it. It's a more honest statement.
After Christmas, and now it's on discount.
Dude, this was a fan. Thanks for coming on here for an hour, man.
Thanks for getting me up at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude. But hey, you got to enjoy coffee with Michael, right? We had our little toast. You're going to have a fantastic day now. Probably the best day you've had in a really long time. You don't even know it.
I'm not going to get back to bed. Hey, guys, I just want you guys to know, if it had been anyone asking for this other than ShineOn, I would have said no way.
I appreciate that, dude. Thanks a lot. So, hey, where can people go to find more about you, follow you? Where would you send them?
So there's a couple of things. One, you can just follow my Facebook. I do post videos pretty regular there. So go to contact Chris Blair. Sorry, Facebook.com/contact Chris Blair. That's one way. I have a free ecom group on Facebook right now, Chris Blair Ecom. The search that is a free group that I started recently. Go there. I also have a TikTok page, Chris Blair Ecom, where I've been posting 1 or 2 1-minute videos a day. I've been doing that now for 2 weeks, so that's cool too.
So hey, I may get a little bit of trouble.
Me if you're interested in my coaching. So I didn't mean to upsell it there, but
no, that's okay, man. Dude. I trust. I wouldn't have had you on here if I didn't. Look, you've identified tactics and principles that have worked for years, and I already know you've coached some ShineOn students to 6 and 7 figures in revenue. Your stuff freaking works, man. And also, I'm kind of a student of some of your stuff, so I don't have a problem with that at all. Now, hey, I'm probably going to get myself into a little bit of trouble here, but I want to see you participating more in our group. So, gang, right? Everybody listening to this, if you see a post in the group and you want to get Chris Blair's take on it, start tagging this dude. Start tagging this dude all over the place. Let's blow up his notifications, get him hanging out a little bit more. Because I'm telling you, dude, the entire community will be better for it, man. We can all gain from the wisdom you have. Again, you're like the old sage, man. You're like the old guy with the gray beard and he's walking around with a cane, but he's just spitting mad wisdom. That's you. You are the best we've got. I didn't say that.
I'm only 47 years old, so it's kind of weird to be called an old guy. But I mean,
what I mean is, dude. I mean, this industry only goes back 10 years, 15 years.
I will say this is, and sorry, this is a little bit bragging, but since Michael set me up, guys, there's trainers and coaches that come and go, right? But I've been doing this training coaching since 2014, and I'm not based on 1 or 2 successes, right? Yeah. I've been successful in this game for a long, long time. I've had ups and downs. And guys, let me let you in a little dirty secret. Even I have downs. The times where if you look at my sales in e-com, it's close to 0. It's because I don't have a winning product. But you know what? I don't care about that. Because you know why? I know exactly what to do to fix that situation.
Yeah, you know the system.
More
you just
product
keep working
research,
the system.
Get my designer on some designs. Let's start pumping out those original, unique ideas. Within a week, maybe 2, we're making big money again.
Yeah, dude. It's about system. It's about the discipline. It's about following the process, right? And that's what your years of experience have allowed you to kind of nail down and now teach to others. So it's not this emotional kind of thing where you're constantly riding these ups and downs based on a winning product, losing product, you know?
By the way, thinking of emotional ups and downs, the amount of people who are flipping out about this iOS update, it's just insanity. Guys, there have been changes and changes and changes and changes and changes and changes. And every single time something happens, the marketing community goes, "Oh my God, the party's over. Oh, geez. Oh." And then you realize, wait a second, it wasn't as big a deal. Calm down. It's not a big deal. There are some reporting issues, yes. And some data is not tracking its good. And we're not going to be able to track as well. But guys, we're going to figure out how to make our advertising work one way or the other. Just calm down. I remember were you in this business when we used to be able to scrape UIDs? Okay. There used to be, guys, there was a time when we could scrape UIDs. So just in a Facebook group, for example, or whatever, you can go into a Facebook like ShineOn, right? If I wanted to sell a training course to ShineOn sellers, I could go into ShineOn's group, open up all members, and there was apps that would allow me to scrape all the UIDs, user IDs of every single person in ShineOn. Then Facebook would allow me to upload as a custom audience.
Wow.
And I could advertise directly to those people. Okay. So this is back in 2012, 13, and early 2014. And then somewhere around the second quarter of 2014, Facebook allowed it. But for a good year and a half or so, we could scrape UIDs of any fan page, any Facebook group, anyone we wanted to. And there's a thing called graph search where I could go in, I could say, if I wanted to sell, by the way, I don't recommend this because it's getting trademarked, but say I wanted to sell a Denver Broncos t-shirt, which is against the rules, don't do this. But this is a great example. I could go in and say, people who like the Denver Broncos fan page and people who checked in at Mile High Stadium. So not only do I got people who like the Broncos fan page, but they also checked in, meaning they actually went to a game. And I could scrape all those IDs and I could put a shirt in front of them. How targeted does that audience be?
Dude, I swear the CIA must have been using this to like spy on people at some point. I said, I swear the CIA or something must have been using this.
Yeah,
to spy
I was using this all the time.
point.
So they outlawed it. And when that happened, dude, people panicked. The number of people I know who packed up and just gave up on Facebook advertising, it was great for me. The competition just went away. And the reason why I'm making that example is because that's an example of something that happened that's more extreme. Facebook outlawed that than this update of some data coming back issues. And over there's been algorithm changes, there's been all sorts of stuff that's happened, and every single time the marketing community goes nuts about it.
Yeah.
And every single time a solution comes up, take a deep breath. We will solve this. No big deal.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. And those are good words, I think, to wrap this up on. So everybody out there, don't panic. The sun will rise tomorrow.
Yes,
There's
it will.
Marketers out there, they're going to want to sell products. We're all going to get through it. We'll figure it out. Speaking of, now I've got to kind of pump something. We got to wrap this up. ShineOn, I don't know if you know this, Chris. We are building our own analytics page. I actually have been testing it today and yesterday.
No, I didn't know that.
And we have built-in UTM tracking on it. So you're going to be able to go into Facebook, use a specific UTM naming convention in the ads. We're going to be able to allow you to track your visits, your add to carts, your initiate checkouts, and your purchases with our data. So you're not even going to have to worry about the pixel anymore. We will literally be able to give you the data from the URL queries. So it's going to get around iOS 14. I don't think anybody else has this. It's awesome. We've got this figured out, man. We're all going to get through it. So,
that's awesome.
Hey, man, thanks a lot. Really appreciate your time today, dude.
I hope you guys got value of that. Feel free to private message me and follow me. Cheers.
Take care, buddy. See ya.
Take care.
What's up, everybody? Michael Christ here. I want to thank you so much for checking out today's video. Before you leave, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check out all the links in the description below, particularly the link to register on ShineOn.com and also the link to our Facebook group where we are constantly sharing marketing tips and tricks to help you take your e-commerce game to the next level. So once again, I hope you enjoyed today's video and we'll see you in the next one.